Hello and welcome back to Road TRIpVIA, the once-a-day road trip trivia quiz. Today's episode is number 882, the category Brainy Tuesday, number 55. This is a 20-question trivia quiz with the question 21 tiebreaker at the very end of the video if you need to stick around for that. All of these questions are slightly more difficult than our standard pub quiz questions, so good luck on today's quiz. Question number 1. What are the names of any two of the three world leaders that met at the Yalta Conference held in February of 1945 to discuss the post-war fate of defeated Germany and the rest of Europe? The three of them were FDR, Churchill, and Stalin. Question number 2. People who are nearsighted are given lenses that are wider at the top and bottom and thinner in the center. What term is given for a lens in such a shape that looks like the inside of a sphere? When it's wider at the top and bottom and thinner in the center, it is concave. Question number 3. The English house of this name was symbolized by a red rose and fought against the House of York. What is this name that also identifies a county in Pennsylvania where many Amish settled? The house and the county are called Lancaster. Question number 4. This young boy learned from a sailor staying at his mother's inn about a buried chest and goes on to meet Long John Silver. What is the name of this narrator of the novel Treasure Island? The narrator of Treasure Island was Jim Hawkins. Question number 5. It led to the growth of cities and suburbs as people moved closer to urban areas to work in factories and other manufacturing. What was this 18th century movement that used machinery to mass produce goods? This movement was known as the Industrial Revolution. Question number 6. An earlier game couldn't be finished because the astronaut wished his brother away. In it, players battle Zorgons attracted to heat and hope to finish at a black hole. What is the name of this game in a 2005 film described as Jumanji in space? The name of that movie was Zathura. Question number 7. These were introduced by John Napier in 1614, and a modified version based on 10 were introduced by Henry Briggs a few years later. These greatly simplified hand calculations by transforming multiplication into addition. What is this mathematical function that can either be common or natural? The answer is a logarithm. Question number 8. This man explored the Orinoco River and the interior of Guyana in 1595. He was imprisoned in the Tower of London for nearly 15 years before he was executed in 1618. What is the name of this English explorer who founded the failed colony of Roanoke? The answer is Sir Walter Raleigh. Question number 9. The phylum Porifera contains these creatures that filter water through their bodies. Their skeletons are sold as cleaning products because of their ability to hold water. What are these soft aquatic animals called? They are called sponges. Question number 10. He died at just 35, but during his short lifetime, this composer wrote over 600 works. What is the name of this man who composed the unfinished Requiem Mass, the Jupiter Symphony, and the operas Don Giovanni, The Magic Flute, and The Marriage of Figaro? That composer was Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Question number 11. Measuring 5 to 10 micrometers long, these cellular organelles have a smooth outer membrane and a highly folded inner membrane, and are the only organelle known outside of nuclei to contain DNA. What are these organelles in which respiration occurs? The answer is mitochondria. Question number 12. I aimed for the public's heart, and by accident I hit it in the stomach. So said this man regarding his sensational expose revealing the conditions of the meatpacking industry. What was the name of this muckraking author of The Jungle? The author of The Jungle was Upton Sinclair. Question number 13. It creates Lake Mead, an artificial body of water that supplies the city of Las Vegas. What is the name of this structure that holds back the Colorado River and is now named for a former U.S. president? The answer is the Hoover Dam. Question number 14. The son of Kish, he was generally successful in his military campaigns against the Philistines, but they finally defeated him at Mount Gilboa, and he committed suicide. What is the name of this man who was anointed by Samuel to be the first king of Israel? The answer is Saul. Question 15. What is the name of the sub-region in Northern Europe that refers to the countries of Norway, Sweden, and Denmark, and is sometimes also used to describe Finland and Iceland? The answer we're looking for is Scandinavia. Question 16. Produced in 1937 by Segre and Perrier by bombarding molybdenum with deuterons, they named it for the Greek for artificial. It has not been found in terrestrial ores. What is the name of this first artificially produced element with atomic number 43 and symbol Tc? The element Tc is technetium. Question number 17. This term used to mean common or ordinary, such as the common Latin used by people in ancient Rome. What is this term that now means crude, unrefined, and lacking good taste. The answer is vulgar. Question number 18. In 1348, 7 young women and 3 young men meet in a church in Florence and decide to flee the city to escape the Black Death. In the countryside, each tells one story a day for the next 10 days. What is the name of this 14th century collection of tales written by Giovanni Boccaccio? That is called the Decameron. Question number 19. The last English monarch to die in battle, he had his 2 nephews murdered in the Tower of London to ensure his succession to the throne. What is the name of this king who ruled from 1483 to 1485 and was defeated by Henry Tudor and killed at the Battle of Bosworth Field? The answer is Richard III. Question number 20. It began in 1926 when Dallas's Southland Ice Company decided to supplement slow winter ice sales with groceries. And by 1963, with thousands of stores across the country, some stores began operating 24 hours a day. What is the name of this ubiquitous store, the world's original convenience store? The world's original convenience store is the 7-Eleven. Alright, that is it for today. Thank you for watching today's episode of Road TRIpVIA. We've got a lot of good trivia quizzes coming up, including episode 888. Yesterday's trivia quiz, I asked for a few suggestions, and I got plenty. I'm not sure which one I'll use, but I wanted to say thank you because, man, I had a ton of good category suggestions. In fact, I'll probably use most of them on a trivia quiz, even if they're not on episode number 888. It is cool. We're getting close to episode number 900, and then we only have 100 episodes left to hit 1,000. Some of you are new to the channel. Some of you have been around for several hundred episodes. There are a few of you that have been around since the early 100s and 200s back in 2020. So thank you to everybody who is around. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on these videos. The channel's growing. I love it. I'm having a blast doing it, and I've got a lot of good plans for the rest of this year, the end of 1,000 episodes, and then I'm starting to work on some stuff for 2023. I've got a lot of good ideas for where to take the channel, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I'm obviously taking a lot of suggestions. I'm taking into consideration what a lot of the viewers are saying, so if you have some suggestions, let me know. You can email me, or you can just comment on any of the videos. I will see them. I think that's all I have to report. Let's just jump right into question 21, the tiebreaker for Brainy Tuesday number 55. London in 1851, Paris in 1889, Chicago in 1893, Buffalo in 1901, St. Louis in 1904, Chicago again in 1933 to 34, New York in 1939 and 40, Seattle in 1962, New York again in 1964 and 65, Montreal in 1967, Spokane in 1974, and Knoxville in 1982. These were the sites and dates of what international exposition? That's a lot of dates. Some of them should stand out. the International Exposition was the World's Fair? The answer is the World's Fair. Thank you guys for watching. Check back tomorrow for another new trivia quiz, and have a wonderful evening.